All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. We're going to talk about the hottest names linked to the Vikings. I did a plethora of research looking at a lot of the mock drafts and came up with the hottest names, hottest to most hottest. Before we get into those names, get over to Minigrown, minigrown.com. Use that promo code ONELUP for 50% off. Thank you to Minigrown sponsoring the show, as always, made right here in Minnesota. Delicious, make you feel damn good. Let's hope some of these players make us feel damn good. Let's go.
Yeah, we're talking hot names, and those are the hottest gummies you can get. Let's see this list you came up with. This is why they call you the scientist. All the research you do.
I didn't come up with it. I looked at the mocks and did a little check in for the hottest name. So number 6, right out of the gate, defensive tackle Walter Nolan from Ole freaking Miss. He went to A&M. He went to Ole Miss. Walter Nolan, the Vikings need a defensive tackle. He was a hot name when you're looking at mock drafts as far as who they had taken at 24. Everybody says pretty much the same thing about this dude. He's a day one impact guy. He's good against the run, has potential as a pass rusher, big, powerful, beefy dude, very smart. And defensive coordinators are going to have a blast with him, moving him all up and down the defensive line. So Walter Nolan is a name that we need to get used to.
Yeah, it's a name I want to get used to, and I'm excited to get used to. And it's, the biggest need to me is the D-line for the Vikings. Getting a guy who can be a game changer up there is imperative that they do it, and Walter Nolan definitely in the mix. Yeah, Jonah Saia, the interior O-lineman from Arizona. Big old boy, a guard, interior O-line. We want to get stronger in the trenches, this Vikings team. Very exposed in the playoffs. Sam Darnold didn't have a chance. I don't know if he's going to throw the ball anyway when the pressure was coming, but a big boy like Jonah, 6'5", 336. He's quick out of his stance, excellent lateral agility, very, very smart player. He can recognize stunts and blitzes when they're coming his way. He's excellent in pass pro. That is like his bread and butter. He's got sand in the pants, as they say. He can anchor against that bull rush. He does need a little bit of work on the run blocking. That's not his strongest suit. So he's very strong as a pass protector, not as strong as a run blocker. But he's earned some honors in his collegiate career. 2023 All Pac-12 honorable mention, was on a list for the Outland Trophy, and also the Polynesian College Football Player of the Year. Jonah Saia, Interior O-line, Arizona.
Interior O-line, let's go. Next up, we got Derek Harmon. Again, another player that defensive tackle-wise should be right around in that area of 24. I was surprised so many of the draft gurus had him lasting to 24, because sometimes he's very early and sometimes you see him. I saw him in some of them. He wasn't even in round 1. So clearly the gurus have not figured out where these defensive tackles will line up. I just love that there's a bunch of them right around 24. But Harmon, just like Walter Nolan, just impressive physical specimen. Big frame. Brian Flores could take this dude and mold him into whatever the hell he wants, because he's athletic as shit and he can get to the quarterback and he can stop the run. He had like 5 sacks last year. Again, another guy who started at Michigan State, went to Oregon. The dude is battle tested. He's gone against the best, and he's one of the biggest names in college football. And I think those 5 sacks, I think when he gets to the NFL, and the guy like Flores gets his hands on him, I don't think we've seen the real sack numbers that we're going to see from Mr. Harmon.
I haven't seen Harmon's real sack yet. No way. But yeah, definitely another big old D tackle. Love to get my mitts on. Nick Emmanuel, the safety from South Carolina. I guess the biggest question here when it comes to, would the Vikings actually go safety in the first round? When you start looking at this prospect, Nick Emmanuel, he's very, very exciting. But again, I think to go that route, you really have to flesh out your needs in free agency. And then obviously Cam Bynum goes, Harrison Smith retires, and you have that huge need. But man, this guy is so damn impressive. He's 6'3", 227, 4.38 speed. He's a giant man, a freak of an athlete, that size and that speed. And actually his story is very interesting too. He came in as an emergency replacement his first defensive series in college, and he never gave the job back. He was that damn good from the start.
A really good story.
It is. It's like he's a hometown dude from South Carolina, but big time hitter. He can recognize routes. He's a dog. He's an absolute dog. He brings that controlled aggression out there. And I think you were talking about a couple weeks ago, maybe it was during Horned Up, like you want that guy who's just mean out there, who's
not a safety.
But Nick Imanowari is the safety who can do that. He's got good ball skills. He's been described as a more explosive version of Cam Chancellor with better man coverage skills. That's a pretty impressive description right there. 244 career tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 6 picks, 11 pass breakups for Nick Imanowari. Again, just that safety position. Right now, it seems like it'd be a long shot for the Vikings to go that route, but definitely an intriguing prospect.
That's what I thought until I saw so many people mocking him to us. It's weird. I mean, these are the top names that have been mocked to the Vikings, but there was a list of just not random dudes, but random players at positions, and it seems like the draft world has not figured out where the Vikings are going to go. It's going to be a complete mystery. When I saw the safety, I was like, all right, that's weird. That's going to be a one-off. And then I saw it like 3 or 4 more times, the same dude. I'm like, they cannot go safety. Can't happen. I would hate it. I'd throw my TV in the yard.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because like there truly is like I don't remember like looking at these early, when these different sites like the mock draft trackers that Vikings.com puts out, like the positions are all across the board, the players all across the board. Like I've never seen such a variety as there is this year with the Vikings.
Yeah. Buckle up, Buttercup. The second most mocked guy, Savon Revel. Savon Revel. He might be my favorite. He's becoming my favorite as far as first round targets. He tore his ACL in September. He was jumping onto the scene. They're saying this dude's going to be a top 15 pick, and then he tears his ACL, which blows ass. But he's huge. He's 6'3", $193, runs a 4.40. He does it all. He blocks kicks, special teams. He's good against the run. He's smart. He's hungry. I saw somewhere he was a JUCO. He started off at he had to work nights at like Amazon or something. Just to get his spot on the team. And when he got to ECU, he lit it up, and it's going to be easy. Everyone's going to point to he had 1 year of high level play, only 1 year production. A little bit scary. I get it, but 6'3", he's a Brian Flores type of cornerback with that beautiful size and physicality. Savon Revel, go watch his highlights. You will not be disappointed. And I think he actually ends up going sooner, but a lot of people had Vikings taking him.
Yeah, I mean, the torn ACL, that's the question. Like, when's he going to be available? When's he going to be out there? Is he going to be the same type of player after that? So that's the big question mark. But again, I mean, picking 24, getting the top 15 player, that's pretty good value too.
All right, the number 1 player most mocked to the Minnesota Vikings.
Jihadi Baran, cornerback, Texas. Yeah, I've been seeing this a lot. Like, I think Thor Nystrom had him in his latest mock. I've seen him in a couple other mocks. Jihadi Baran, cornerback, Texas, but he's not really truly a corner. Very versatile. He's a true Swiss Army knife. He can play nickel. He can play outside. He can play safety. Reminds me of Josh Metellus, all different ways he can be used. 5'11", 200 pounds, good ball skills. He's an excellent special teams player with gunner experience. So if he's not out there on the secondary, he's definitely going to be a special teams factor from day one.
Hey, if our 24th pick is on special teams, I got issues with that, man.
Hey, it would actually be good production for our recent draft history if he was. Fair. But a very versatile piece for Brian Flores' defense. I think that's why everybody's linking to him, because he's just so versatile. You look at Brian Flores, the way he likes to use players in different ways. I think that's the hot link here. But 226 career tackles, 2 sacks, 8 interceptions, 21 tackles for loss, 24 pass breakups. The dude's he's a beast out there. And again, a guy can be used in so many different ways.
Yeah, he sounds very Brian Branch-esque. Yeah, Baran, I mean, out of all these guys, Revel definitely is probably my favorite when it comes to the secondary guys. Well, I was surprised. I didn't see a single damn mock draft that had the Vikings taking Kenneth Grant. So that broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's only January, but feels like he's going to be long gone by the time we pick.
Yeah, not aside from the Arizona offensive linemen, not many interior offensive linemen either. Pretty much corner, D-tackle. Corner and D-tackle were the big boy targets, and obviously the safety was there, which I'm just gonna pretend wasn't there. But those are the hottest names. Those are the hottest names. Get used to them.
Yeah.
Minigrown.com. Use that promo code OneLup for 50% off your order. 50% off. I mean, load that card up, baby, and put OneLup in.
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal, and this is a hell of a fact I'm about to give you too. A boy named Babe was the biggest baby ever born. He weighed 22 pounds and was 28 inches long.
That's a big babe.